Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to BT Talks. Today I have some very special guests, some gentlemen from actually Denver, Colorado. So they will be joining with their account agent Daily Dose. So Delroy, Gill, and Stuart Crowell will be waiting for them in a minute. Hold on. Hey Alex from London, thanks for joining, really appreciate it. How are you? How are things in London? I see you're doing some great work. Good to hear everything is good. Well, cheers from Miami. I'm here in my office in the Mimo district. There we go. Agent Daily Dose just joined. So Delroy and Stuart will be there soon. And thanks again to everyone who's joining my lives on BT Talks. Really appreciate it. Love doing this conversation and love all our guests. And today's going to be a really great one. All right, it seems there's an issue. Hold on one second. Alex, the Miami market right now is hot. Hey guys.
Hey, there we go.
There he is.
Good to see you guys. Thanks for joining BT Talks. I really appreciate it. How is everything?
Thanks for having us today. It's good to see you,
look,
Benjamin.
I gotta have you guys. You guys are great. You're superstars in real estate, but you're also always innovating and disrupting. So there's a lot of agents that know about you. Some people don't. I always like to start with like an introduction, who you guys are, how you guys met, your journey into real estate, and actually to Denver, because you guys have an interesting story.
Yeah, you want to go first?
We're going to take up the whole call just with this.
He can fill in for both of us.
No, but so we are both not from Denver, where we reside right now. Denver, Colorado is the market we're in. I'm originally from London, England. I've been in Denver for quite some time now, and I got into real estate during the recession and did a lot of short sale deals, and now have turned that into a luxury business with my business partner, Stuart, who can tell you about himself.
Yep. So I grew up in the States. I'm not as excited as Delroy.
We always love the London accent.
Definitely. So, and I've gotten better at faking the London accent when I need to, just by virtue of being around him all day. So, but no, I moved to Denver in 2016 with my wife. We lived in DC prior to that, and came out here just to get a lifestyle change. Ended up in real estate kind of randomly after a failed attempt at corporate America, which was not for me. And it's been one crazy story after another. So, here we are kind of 4.5 years later, and, our partnership, we run a small team with the local Sotheby's, Live Sotheby's out here. And, we're looking to do big things.
Of course, that's good. And it's all about, I think, finding the right partnerships. I mean, you guys, fit perfectly. And how is a day in the life of each of you and in your team? Usually.
I like the team question. I'll start there, and he can go to the
Sure.
data. But so our team, like we're the big focus of 2020 was how do we get our team running as operationally focused as ever, and how do we get it? Great culture and great vibe and great attitude is always a part of what we do. But how do we get our team's processes really firing so that we have more time to do stuff like this and do stuff like Agent Daily Dose. So at the end of the day, we really focus on a foundation of we meet as a team every Monday and Friday, and that's like a hard no passes allowed.
You got to be disciplined and have consistency in what you do in everything.
We move appointments around that. meeting.
Yeah.
We don't book.
We don't book. We keep on, and because we have, you know, projects and you know, new deals and the pipeline that we already have to keep up. I mean, the thing about the processes in real estate is, you know, as good as any brokerage can be at providing you value for your, you know, procedures for transactions and stuff like that, it's really up to you as an agent to craft everything else, you know, and to use the proper software to set up the proper daily habits. And so, you know, our routine as a team is very, very centered around communication and keeping things streamlined. We talk a lot about process, you know, with our content that we put out for agents.
Of course,
Yeah.
I think it's very important. I mean, communication is everything. Collaboration is also, you know, very important. So how is the market in Denver and in Colorado, and how has it been the past few years? And also during the pandemic, I mean, has it been a strong market? What type of products are you selling? I assume more single-family homes in Denver, in the area. Is there people moving from different places to Colorado after this whole pandemic? How's the market in Colorado?
Yeah, we have an extremely hot market in terms that being said, it's a seller's market, right? It's hot for the seller. There's very, very low inventory. But if we do kind of rewind, because the part of your question was how was it during the pandemic? Basically, the mindset in the market was everything's going to be great. Everyone was excited. Great year. We actually did have, you know, not high inventory, but more of a balance at that time at the beginning of the year. Pandemic hit, went on lockdown. We, you know, at the very beginning, we were kind of still allowed to operate in some way, shape, or fashion. And then there was a period where we absolutely, even real estate agents got shut down besides closings. So you couldn't show properties. It was true lockdown for a moment. As soon as that crept out and we were allowed to go and start showing homes again, I mean, it was mayhem. The buyers just came out, gobbled up every listing that was available. Houses were flying off the market, multiple offers. And now the new inventory from that time just hasn't ever caught up. So now we're in a position where we have extremely low inventory and extremely high buyer demand. I mean, we can have 10, 15, 20 offers on a house. I think Stu just had one where it was like 50 offers on a house.
Wow, it's crazy.
Crazy.
It's the same thing down here in actually Miami, as you probably, you know, follow, because I know you guys follow different markets as well and also globally. But with the whole pandemic, I mean, everything was accelerated here down in Miami. And there is some inventory in condos. Obviously, there's a lot that's being built in single family homes. Every price point, I mean, it's everybody's gobbing them up, whether it's $1 million or, you know, 20 or $30 million. And there's also multiple offers, and it's crazy. And even now today, you know, there's a demand. There's a lot of buyers coming down here, and they want a house and they want these specifics. And you know, there's already 10 offers, 20. Like there's a lot of action, which is quite interesting. So,
what was it prior to the pandemic? I remember speaking to a lot of people in Miami, and they were saying that there was just so much inventory available. Like, well, there was a ton.
Yeah. I mean, the pandemic accelerated it. I mean, prior to that, there was already a lot of interest of people moving to Miami, obviously for tax reasons and lifestyle and a variety of reasons. But I think the pandemic accelerated. I think, if I'm correct, I mean, again, there was probably above 50 transactions during the pandemic that were $10 to $50 million homes. So that's quite a lot. And even, you know, I'm, you know, working with current clients right now that are looking at houses at 1.5, 2 million, 3 million in that price range. And it's very hard to find something, you know, of what they want exactly. So, you know, I'm also talking to developers and builders and see if they have any, you know, land and they can build. And you have to be creative and find, you know, the right people who can. But as of what there is on the market right now in houses, there's not a lot. So,
dude, I will tell you, you know who's doing the best job promoting Miami right now is your mayor on Twitter.
I know.
Oh, so, yeah, he's going for it.
He is on a rampage.
Sales guy.
You're gonna have all of Silicon Valley in
he's
Miami
killing it.
here.
Yeah. So actually, the mayor, I know him. He's a friend. He's a good guy. I met him prior to the pandemic. We stayed in touch. And actually, he's going to be on a BT Talk soon. So
Nice.
Wow.
Oh,
man.
I'll be tuning in
Yes.
for
Yeah,
that.
definitely. Let us promote that as much as possible.
That will
he
be
seems
soon.
seems like, you know, I mean, he's just riding the new trends, and I mean, the stuff he's doing is going to grow Miami.
Look, he's a guy from Miami. He's you know, he's a young guy, he's a family guy, and he understands what's going on. Social media, marketing, reaching out, like he gets it.
Yeah.
You know, if you follow him,
I'm surprised that more like governors and mayors don't do the stuff that he's doing. It's like it's what you should do.
It's what you should do. It's like,
to come.
You know what you are. If you're a mayor, you are chief marketing officer for your
100%.
community. That's really it.
I actually believe he got so busy that right now he's hiring those types of position. So chief marketing officer and chief something officer.
I would think.
So he's very, very busy, and he's meeting all the top companies, you know, the CEOs, the investors, all these guys from Silicon Valley, from New York, from Chicago. I mean, he's doing a great job. So, you know, I think Miami over the next few years is going to be really even better than it is right now, because it's a new city. It is a new city. I mean, I came from New York about a year and a half ago. It was already, you know, doing very well, but now every year there's something new. It's changing, and there's a mix. There's a good vibe. There's a good energy. You know, I did a recent post about the energy in Miami and the people, and I think people, until they come, they have to come down to feel the energy and what's possible, because I believe across all industries there's so much you can do here.
What was so fun? I was listening to Grant Cardone a couple of days ago, and they said, you live in Florida, don't you now? And he said, no, I don't. I live in Miami. They said, no, yeah.
It's very different. It's two different places.
It's Miami. It's different. He's like, there's Florida, and then there's Miami. It's a different place. So like,
but you know, to come to Florida, I mean, Florida, again, there's the tax reasons is one thing, because you save a lot of money, but the lifestyle, and just also, I think now today there's high quality people, really, and a mix of people from across the states, New Yorkers, Europeans, Latins. So there's a very special energy. And I think when you want to do something, if you're ambitious and entrepreneurial, you have an opportunity here. People are open-minded. So this is what I really love about it here. So
what happens when Mother Nature kicks in for the first time for all these new people?
That, you know, I mean, look, I think we're all at risk with Mother Nature. You know, wherever I don't know the situation. I think Colorado is fine for now.
We don't have any crazy.
No, you don't have that. But I'm saying, I think you know, South Florida is at risk. Not immediately, but I'd say, you know, maybe 30, 40 years. I don't know. But I think a lot of people in the city are taking the right actions to, you know, to be careful that nothing major happens. I mean, now everything that is built is way above, you know, sea level, and the construction is I mean, we have a good infrastructure. There's still things to work on, but we have a very good infrastructure. So look, I don't know. We'll see what happens. For now, I mean, over the next few years, and I think people are realizing it's an important issue. I mean, New York is at risk as well. It's a small island on the East Coast, and maybe a little later, but it's also at risk. So, you know, there's things with global warming happening in California, in France, in different parts of Europe. So we are all at risk, but I think we all have to take the right actions and try to, you know, make sure that this doesn't happen.
Sure.
So that's kind of the only, you know, thing we could, you know, less good thing we could think about, you know, when we talk about South Florida, because obviously we're surrounded by water. But look, let's see. I can't give you an exact answer because I don't know. I'm not, you know.
We'll come down and check it out one day.
Come and check it out. I'll give you a great tour and show you some great properties.
Yeah, we see those properties you're stepping foot into. We'd love to see them someday too.
For sure. So I'll organize a VIP tour for you guys. So now I want to come to something. You know, you guys, you're not just real estate agents. You have a great partnership and team. Since I know you guys, you've always been innovative, and you know, you've been involved in a lot of things, and you recently created Agent Daily Dose. So can you tell us about how this started, what it is, and you know, maybe we have some agents that are watching across the U.S. or world that want to, you know, join and learn more.
Yeah. Yeah, so Agent Daily Dose, basically, what we've done with ADD is just basically take all of the things that we have learned within our business, being able to double our business 4 times over 4 years, and utilizing new age technologies, social media, attraction-based marketing, and try to equip the modern day agent who wants to advance their career with the same tools and activities and resources that we have. We are definitely abundance mindset people. We would rather give back and be open books than, be reserved about the things that work for us. And ultimately, from using social media to gain referrals to how to break into the luxury space, I mean, we're really committed to sharing the things that have worked for us. We are not the biggest agents in the country or even in Colorado or anything like that. However, we are agents who are, neither of us are from our market. Our market is very competitive, and we have taken our market by storm. And
I can see that. I can really see that.
Thanks. Yeah. And gained a lot of traction. And so Agent Daily Dose is just our attempt to, provide what we call digital mentorship. So, if you're an agent, you pay $80 for a year, you get access to playbooks, resources, a video library, courses, a daily text message. You have a ton of tools that are literally hitting you daily and are updated daily to go out and utilize and gain momentum in your career.
Yeah,
and
somebody just posted a comment and said they like the term attraction brand market. Like that, literally everything that we do and our business model is about attraction marketing. We don't pay for leads. We don't do Zillow, any of that stuff. Everything we do is based on referral and then drawing people in to want to use us, how we're doing it, why we're doing it, and to see the value that we're able to.
I'm 100% into that, and that's also what I'm building down here. But I'm not into buying leads and all those things. But I really believe into attraction. It just works, and then obviously referral, and step by step. It's not something that happens overnight. But I think the power of social media. You guys have been very good at it. And built not just a strong following. I think when you look at someone's profile on social media, whatever the platform, but mainly Instagram because it's very visual, you get a good idea of who that person is. And I think our role as advisors, people we don't know can reach out to us, and I've had that, and they want to meet with us, have advice from us. And then this can actually turn out into a client, and help them find their home or investment or whatever it is. So that's the power of social media. And I believe that, I'm sure you guys had a lot of, at least some clients through social media.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Sure.
And look, the thing is, social media is a great tool. It's not a business. Right. So, I think that there are still many, many ways that are very powerful to equip yourself and grow your business through social media, but don't get it twisted. It is not the business. It's not the core of what you should be doing. And when we talk about social media, we talk about it from a standpoint of how can you squeeze the most juice out of this tool. Right. And,
of course.
And then, equip yourself with that being part of your arsenal of what's going to create a sustainable business model. And in real estate, if you want to both grow quickly and stick around for the long term, like you need to be focused on this stuff because otherwise there's just too many distractions. There's too many shiny objects. There's too much,
shiny objects.
Get a lead tomorrow, stuff out there. Yeah. And you're going to run yourself into a rabbit hole of exhaustion. And so we're trying to really create something different for the marketplace and price it at a point that is attainable for literally anybody.
Yeah, of course. And that's, that's also, I think, you guys know him. He actually, I think, endorsed you guys. Ryan Serhant, just built his own firm, and he's very much about, his business model is actually really good. And I think it's the future of real estate.
Talk about the foundation of where this all came from. Yep. Right there.
There you go.
He saw the writing on the wall early and built it and leveraged it across the entire country, and now is opening up brokerages everywhere because of it.
And I think, I met Ryan a few times in New York, and I follow his stuff. And I think, what makes him successful is not just making big deals. I think he's really accessible. And also, he's also giving back from every point of view, and he has a vision for the future of real estate. If you look at his, business model, it's what real estate is going to be, over the next few years. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? Because obviously, I mean, there's a lot of things going on. What are your thoughts on the future of real estate, the next 3, 5, 10 years?
I think the next, and you can answer this too separately, but I think the 3-year is, it's what Ryan has done, honestly. If we take the short snapshot, it's that real estate companies need to have a leg of a media branch within their brokerages to help the agents be able to leverage a lot more. Because I think right now there's still, even at the highest level, there is that kind of, oh, well, these methods work, but keep doing the old ones as well.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, the old ones worked before for those agents, and they still do because that demographic is used to that. If we're talking about the future, in the next 3 and 5 years, if you come into real estate today and you don't have an IG and you don't have a Facebook and you've only
YouTube,
I'm going to go out and do mailers and farm a neighborhood. No, you're going to be toast. You'll be broke and out of the business before you know what hit you. So that next step of brokerages understanding that they need to provide these tools to the agents, and not only that, all of the agents that are getting into the business understanding that that's who you are now. Real estate has become that you are your brand, and you need to be out there in the public. People need to know who you are. They need access to you in a rapid fashion. You have to do that for the next 3 years. Otherwise, you will see the change from the top agents in every single market that are out there losing market share. And the thing that they don't understand is when you lose out on a deal in real estate, you actually don't get hit. Like, you don't know you're losing out on market share, right? That client just doesn't call you, and you just don't even think about it. But slowly as time goes by, you are losing 3%, 5%, 10% market share, and it's being divided up between all these agents. And then you'll look up in 5 years and think, wow, I'm doing a lot less business than I did before. And it's because you didn't implement these new things.
Yeah, I 100% agree. What do you think?
I'll take it a little bit differently in the approach to my answer, which is, I think what's happening in kind of like the macro environment is a couple of crazy things. One, the biggest wealth transfer we're right in the middle of, and actually we're really more towards the first third of, a 30-some trillion dollar wealth transfer to younger folks. And at the same time, like the tech advances of, what's happening in, with software and it's not just social media, it's how people are making money. And how people are making money influences how they find out who is going to add value to their lives. And for me, I think we are in a market where there is kind of not equal parts, but a good, healthy chunk of kind of an old money territory and campaign, if you will, and then a lot of new money and new activity and, first time millionaires, stuff like that. So we kind of see both here in Denver, and I think the former is not making decisions any differently than they did the past 10 to 20 years. And I don't think it's worth fighting that fight, but the latter is making decisions differently every week. And if you're able to brand yourself and kind of fit that sliver of the market into your branding, I mean, for us, we are younger in the business, we are younger in age than a lot of our peers in the luxury space. And, we're out here, really fighting for kind of a different type of the market share. And in doing so, it attracts everyone. It attracts the old, it attracts the new. And so I think for the real estate agent over the next 5 or so years, think about that and think about these trends as opportunities. I know I'm talking kind of grandiose here, but tactically speaking, that's why personal branding matters so much. It's why, knowing your market, but also knowing the trends of what companies are coming in and how many jobs and what's the What's
Of
the
course,
median,
yeah.
salary, going up by as a percentage every year? Those kinds of things like matter for your knowledge and expertise.
And there was actually a study done by someone that we follow, and he took kind of the consumer and the buyer perspective, did a study on everyone, and it said that it takes them now, because the old mindset is touches in real estate. Everyone's like, I need to give them 15 touches, 20 touches, whatever type of program you're using. He actually ran it as a different metric and took the time, and it takes 47 minutes consumed by a buyer or seller before they reach out to you. So now, once that starts getting out more into the public of real estate, right, is out. Now you understand that actually an email is a 5 to 10 second read, right? And a mailer is a 2 to 3 second, oh, sorry, throw it in the trash.
Exactly.
The amount of content that people need to consume of you before they reach out to contact you now, with it almost being an hour. Things like this, what you're doing right now, right? And the video content and all of that, that's why it's needed, is because now people want to get to know you more and understand that the internet is available for them to do that. And if they only see one picture of you, what's going to prompt them to call you versus the next person who I know and trust just from their presence?
That's a good point. I started this BT Talks over the summer in August. And the reason I did, I was like, you know what? I love people. And we all, by the way, I believe that, being in the real estate business and to be successful, you really have to love people before real estate. As much as real estate is beautiful, we love seeing homes and all this stuff. I think you have to love people and understand people. But the reason I started this is we have all these tools. It doesn't cost us anything. We have all this network, and now actually we are 1 or 2 degrees, distance, to people. It's not 5 degrees of separation. It's more 1 or 2 degrees. We have access to people all over the world. And, I wanted to have conversations with people I know, and also some people that I didn't know, that I reached out actually through Instagram or LinkedIn or other platforms that I found interesting, mainly real estate, but not only real estate, because I want to diversify it. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to do this every week, 2 times a week. And with consistency it works, and people are seeing it or enjoying the conversation because it's raw, it's authentic, it's not edited or anything. And I've been, surprised. A lot of people actually really love it. I've gotten a lot of, views and great comments. So that's why I'm continuing to do it. I enjoy doing it, and it's an add value to the business I'm also building down here. And then people get to know who I am. Some people know me, some don't know me, but they're like, oh, I just saw you on, your BT Talks. I mean, I've gotten some really cool messages that actually made some great connections via that, on top of all the different social media things I'm doing. It takes some effort, but I think it's worth it, because luckily everybody is connected to an iPhone, and you're connected to the world. So you never know, and it's never.
There are some Android users, but we won't talk about that.
Android as well. Everyone. So let me rectify this. Everyone is connected to a smartphone. That is better.
We're team iPhone, by the way.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, iPhone and Mac and all these things. But no, if you have a smartphone, there's so much you can do. I try to stay very personal. If it's a friend's birthday, a client's birthday, I will just go on WhatsApp, do a video, and send them a little video, things like that. That's like a personal touch.
Oh man, that's a key. That's a key. The people, if you're watching right now, the video text message, key for 2021.
100%. Yeah. So there's all these little things. And then, I think you feel, that's the way I feel. You get a vibe with someone new you connect with or meet. And, you see if it works. If it works, you keep moving forward. You build a strong relationship. If it doesn't work, then, you move on, and you never know. But you have to, build a strong network, and also be surrounded by the people you want and work with the people you want. It doesn't always work. But most of the time, by using these different mediums, people get to know who you are,
Yeah, and different consumers like different platforms. Like you may connect with some people through Facebook, some people on Instagram, and some people through Clubhouse. Like it's wherever finds their boat.
So talking about Clubhouse, I actually joined recently. You guys are on Clubhouse. It's actually what are your thoughts on that? I think it's really interesting. I joined a few conversations. What are your thoughts on Clubhouse?
We think Clubhouse is what 2020 needed, and a little late in 2020 it emerged, and now it's catching fire and will be a game changer.
Yeah.
I think we see it as almost like, this is not a great example comparison, but a TikTok for professionals in the sense that it will be as important for professionals to be on there as it is for kids to be on TikTok. And so the conversations that you're having right now and the access you're getting is incredible. And that is something that no social platform has actually provided.
Access.
The access.
You said 5 degrees and then 2 to 3.
This
is 1 to 1.
This 1 to 1.
You go in there and you are now speaking to whoever at any moment in time. It is crazy.
And the good feature of this app actually is that you can go into Clubhouse, join one of the house's conversations, and you can, listen to it and, do something else, because you can get out of the app. Just leave your phone and have it,
just have the headphones in.
Yeah. And then, or you can, join the conversation and talk with a lot of interesting people from all sorts of businesses and backgrounds. So,
Yeah. No, we think we're going to use it. We're going to put some time into building our following and database with it and try to network with some folks. And, you never know where these things are going, but there's enough of a wave to say that it's probably worth some of your time.
Yeah, 100%. So last question I have, nothing to do, with real estate and business, but what do you guys usually do when you're not working? Because obviously this is a 24/7 business. But what are the things you do in Denver, Colorado? Are you outdoors guys? I mean, I assume family as well.
Yeah, so we are fortunate to live in Colorado. It's an amazing place to be with the Rocky Mountains so close. So, I mean, I've got a wife and a dog at home, no kids yet for me. But we love to mountain bike. We're busy in the fitness scene here, which is very big in Denver. We like to get outside as much as possible. Really, like, if we're not working on our businesses inside, we're usually outside just playing somewhere. And then, 2020 was weird for social stuff, but like we host dinners, we hang out, we have a great friend group that we're blessed with. So it's a fun place to be. Denver is fortunately a place where you can connect very easily with others, and I.
Very cool. Oh, can you hear it? Yeah.
I had a call come in.
On my end, same stuff really. I am married, 3 kids, so
wow.
we're
big family.
Always. Outdoors, gym stuff, home projects, always going on in my world. And then actually Monday, I'm taking my 3-year-old to a boxing class because he's been adamant he wants to start boxing. So see how
he's starting
stop beating me up.
That's very cool. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining BT Talks. I look forward to seeing you guys either in Denver and Miami in 2021.
Definitely.
Keep up the great work. You guys are really great. And anybody who wants to connect with Delroy and Stuart, please do on social. They'll definitely respond. And you can also follow Agent Daily Dose. You can ask them about it. It's really cool. I think, anybody can benefit from it. So guys, thank you so much. Have a great day, and hope to see you guys soon.
Thanks, Benjamin. We appreciate your time, man.
Thank you.
Thanks for putting this together.
Thank you. My pleasure. Thank you.
Bye.